So have we lost that then?
Yeah, we've lost that, but don't worry, I've restarted it
Oh,
straight away, and I'm starting from the pinnacle point.
oh
This
yeah.
is a fucking fantastic way. Fuck the
It
10 minutes that we've just done. This is a way
fantastic.
to open a festive episode.
Yeah. We
Um,
keep doing this. We lose the 10 minutes
no,
every
no,
time.
no, 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 no. Don't worry. Don't worry about
Oh,
that.
it's annoying.
The more you're
We
dragging it
we
out,
lost gold. Go on.
the more you drag it out, the more they're going to wish for something that wasn't even fucking great. This is
Oh,
the bit.
go on then.
This is a way to open a Christmas special. We were going to the train platform from the gym today. We were bypassing to pick up. Well, I was going to get some weed. And while we're waiting for it, this has set the tone. We stood around on the exact sort of street you would stand around to meet someone to pick up some weed. Like, we're not stood in the greatest area, but it's also not the worst. Yeah?
You're welcome to be there to buy if you're not from there kind of an area.
I'm not. No one's looking out the window. No one
Okay.
cares. But that
Right.
also brings with it a certain level of. Put it this way: the fence I was next to, behind it, on the floor, was the remains of a Macmillan cancer charity.
Patient.
Nah, somewhat worse. It was the charity bin, like the charity pot. So someone had nicked that from like a till next to a till.
Yeah, yeah.
Took like the £3.26 that was inside it in pennies from everyone that had gone, nah, keep that fucking penny change. I don't want that in my wallet. And that's gone in there. And that was just, the remnants of that was there, which really set the tone for the sort of place. And then this
As a
bloke,
smart criminal would keep that.
you put it back, wouldn't you? You go and put it in another shop.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Then
would
come
go,
and
yeah.
collect it a few weeks later. I'll be back in on the 15th to collect this.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah.
not thinking
They're not.
as many
Yeah, they're
steps
not
ahead.
bright. These down there. Not
No.
wily, are they?
Nah. Very much like one and done sort of in and out. Quick
Yeah.
scam, off, on to the next one. Getting a bit bored, like ADHD attitude towards scamming, not really setting the trade, like really perfecting your craft and building it over the years.
Oh, no.
Being able to have access to many bank accounts at once. And
That's
just
the problem with the youth now. They want immediate gratification. No working towards anything.
Yeah, they're not setting like long-term goals. Like,
Yeah.
I want to scam like a lottery winner, but I've got to get there in stages. I've got to do it over time.
Keep buying them the tickets.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll get there one day. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know.
Just
He doesn't have a
gifts.
clue.
Yeah, posted them through his door with a note saying where you bought them and what you wore, and with a little thing in brackets just in case.
Well, you know the area we were sort of lingering around.
Okay.
And this bloke just comes walking down the street, like, and he's got a small plastic bag in his hand, and he's just shoveling something in his face, like, to the point where it's all over his like cheeks, all over his lips. Some of it's down his fucking like top, coming down his jumper and back into the bag. And then like as he comes walking over, we're taking a long look at what he's eating. I'm thinking maybe like overripe fruit, like very ripe mangoes, things like soft, pulpy, sort of tanny,
Right. So it's like a
browny
juicy
yellow.
thing coming down.
Sort of, yeah, but also a bit pasty, like that
Oh.
sort of texture.
Can I tell you, the mental image before you said that in my head was a bag of them weird rainbow dust things, like the miniature popcorn stuff.
If
I was
only,
thinking
mate.
massive big guy just eating these rainbow coloured fucking. I don't even know what they were, but
No,
so go on.
I'd like to say it was that, because then he got closer, and we were thinking maybe like rice, something of that consistency, 'cause it was
Rice.
really fallen.
Like wet rice.
And at this point, my mate turned to ask us, and he's like, is he doing what I think he's doing? And I realise my brain is actively trying to suppress in every way possible and come up with every suggestion possible to convince me of what I'm not actually, with what I'm seeing, and really trying to deter me from the fact that this is actually real. Because the bloke was just scooping shit from a shit bag and eating it and
What a
smearing it all
guy.
over his face. But
It must be a rough area that you're in then, because he's took one look at you. You got a shaved head and that. He's looked at you, gone fucking hell. I'm in trouble here. Don't know where I am. And he's got whipped that out of his pocket, and he's thought he's not going to touch me if I'm doing this.
if only because he'd been approaching for a while. Like, we watched him coming about 50 metres down the street. And because we saw him from miles away, just shoveling food in his face in a plastic bag, thinking, like, this lad's hungry.
It must be good if he's going at it like that.
And he got closer and closer, and we realised it was all over. And we weren't entirely sure until, like, he had to pass us to go down, like, a path that was next to us.
Right.
And as he walks past, stops, turns around, walks back, and asks us, as if this is a totally normal situation, do either of you lads smoke cigarettes? And
because I've got this awful taste in my mouth.
Mate, it wasn't until he asked the question and I was on the verge. I took a breath to say no, mate. Yeah, and that's when everything hit. And it was very clearly the fucking unmistakable stench of shit and piss.
That's fucking mint, that.
No.
It is.
The power move of him to think that what he's doing is so normal that it's perfectly fine to turn to two lads and ask them if they've got a cigarette without any sense of shame or any sense of this isn't what people do. I was half impressed whilst trying to actively fight back a whitey.
Do you reckon he hangs around in posher areas in London to pick up the posher people's dog shit because it's been fed better food?
I really don't want to think about that.
Okay. I would like to not meet him, I suppose, but ask him questions. I would have had so many questions, bro. I don't.
Well, we had to walk. We were meant.
I probably would have got stabbed.
We were meant to walk the way that he walked. Refused to do that. To do that.
Oh, you don't follow him, no.
So we went another way, and then genuinely, two lads, both trained Muay Thai. The lad I'm with, like an absolute beast, right, would just smash that man up, no problem. If you would be willing to touch him, which he wasn't. Yeah. Therefore, we're walking down the street, like going another direction. Someone comes walking down this path, and we both cower because we believe it could be him again.
Yeah.
We got fucking PTSD from a bloke scooping shit from a dog shit bag, which was very apparent afterwards that that's what it was. It was like, in hindsight, what other black plastic bag is there that's that size? Only one size. Only one type of bag.
I saw some today that don't have handles, which I thought was weird.
That's strange.
Yeah, so you've got to like tie it up like a sandwich bag.
Is that maybe so people don't try and hang them off trees or something? Because everyone fucking loves doing that, lah.
Yeah. So
is this the most Christmassy way we've ever started a podcast?
I think it is. I don't think we've ever gotten anywhere near that before.
Because I went through war. I went through hell to bring that anecdote back.
Oh, I'm glad you did. It would have been nice if you'd gotten a little clip for the Instagram, just to be popping up.
Thankfully, it was brief enough that I didn't manage. I was too stunned to even fucking react.
I'd been surprised with that. I would worry that when I told people about it, they wouldn't believe me.
This
that
is
would
exactly
be my
what
concern with it.
That's exactly what my mate said. He was like, because the pair of us are the two that say the most daft shit anyway.
Yeah.
They were like, we both said to each other, there's no way anyone's going to believe us if we actually tell them what we've seen and witnessed and experienced. And like, it's lingering, man. It's lingering. It stuck with me all the way home.
It's good that you didn't get a proper smell of it, though, like a proper inhalation of the smell, if you know what I mean. Because that sort of smell sticks in the back of your nose. Especially when it's tied into the idea of someone eating it as well. If you can get the smell of something like that in you, it'll make you feel sick.
I know what you're trying to do. I'm
saying it's good that didn't happen.
No, I know what you.
His eyes went though.
It's not going to work because it almost worked earlier. It genuinely, when we turned to walk away, and when once we'd both gone through every possible option of what it could have been. And then we crossed them all off and went, we're both being idiots here. This is what we basically tried to do a U.
Me.
Because we
No,
didn't
I
want
would
to
have believed it's dog shit straight
No,
away with
no.
this.
That's not
I
what.
wouldn't
Yeah,
have thought he's a monster or out.
yeah. Well,
Or a
he is.
demon.
He is a fucking monster and a demon.
Yeah, he's always a creature anyway.
He's an absolute specimen of a human being. But what instead of seeing what was plainly right in front of us that we could observe with our eyes to be truth, we purposefully tried to dodge in every single way possible and come up with any other thing.
Oh, I
any other
resent
possibility.
that. I don't do it on purpose. No, there's none of that. I don't sit here and think to myself, what can I say this week that's going to fucking annoy him?
So that's my first festive undercover operative, because there's no way he's not undercover.
No, he's got to be undercover.
Oh, mate.
Deep undercover.
Possibly the deepest.
He got ushered into it at a young age and didn't know he was undercover. He was like fucking Russian red roomed from a young age, Black Widowed into it.
Yeah, the numbers from fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Absolutely Mason to fucking bits.
099, 009, 009, 009.
Speaking
of
numbers, I finished Lost.
Did you? I thought you was going to ask me if I've been making a note of any numbers, and I have. But go on. Well, what happens then at the end of Lost? Ruin it for everyone, because I'm never going to watch it. There's too many of them.
It's pretty fucking good, you know, and I think you'd like it, because there's like a constant. The sort of theme is a battle between like whether everything that happened in there is based like on faith and fate, whether it's sort of predetermined by a god or a power, or whether it's science that's doing everything. And it's all the scientific experiments and shit that have gone on there, and the like there's a nuclear bomb and stuff like that. And it's a constant battle between the two, really. Although it doesn't does it not? It doesn't explicitly say it. It sort of fucking does. But it's a bit of both. And by the end, it also yet again just reminded me of another one of our shows, of like both people going at the two characters who are like sort of the main representations of the scientific one, the doctor, and then
you're the doctor, are you? Hey.
The faith-based one, who is the
witch
bloke,
doctor,
the bloke who suddenly managed to be able to walk when he landed on the island when he was a cripple, and he was
redemption arc, mate.
Yeah. But the thing is, mate, you actually fall for the demon and become a massive monster and a dick.
Of course.
I also become a dick.
That would be me.
I also become a dick because I think I'm right all the time.
Away. Especially if I was like crippled on there, I'm like, "Oi, excuse me, could you help me?" And then I'd be killing them off quietly.
No, mate, not even like that. As soon as the plane lands from the crash and he lands on the island, he can stand up. Like when the plane crashes, he can stand up. He's like, "What the fuck? I can stand up."
Oh, okay.
But it's good, and it went through loads of the conspiracies. It went through loads of brilliant arcs, little tangents. I thoroughly recommend it, and by the end you'll see yourself as a little John Locke.
A little John Locke. It's a cool name, John Locke.
Wait, I think they've all got, or a lot of the main characters have got references to philosophers or scientists. So you've got like Daniel Faraday, and Faraday was and you've got Eloise Hawken. John Locke was a philosopher, Christian theologian, I believe. I think I studied him in philosophy in A-level, mate. Don't mean to brag, don't mean to boast, you know what I mean?
Mr. I did philosophy.
Big in the game, discussing people. What's philosophy? Just talking.
Yeah,
philosophy
just chatting,
is
getting baked and talking to
philosophy
someone about
I
what you think.
Yeah. And I think this because I once read that someone else thought, and I liked it, but I didn't think it was quite as good as what I think. So I've added some, and that's philosophy.
That's also partly this show. We take other people's takes and we're like, wow, we could add to that a little bit.
Gives you numbers.
What if they had special needs?
What, philosophers?
Yeah,
I think that would have made...
That's a great thought, but come on, what if he couldn't read?
Yeah, what if he couldn't write it down?
Yeah. This has been passed on by word of mouth. Are you sure it's what he said?
Yeah, everyone talks about all the great works that like Kant did, but no one talks about the fact that all the original scripts were done in crayon.
Yeah. Like, just in window in condensation on a bus.
Yeah. No one mentions that Da Vinci was like just severely autistic.
No one mentions it, but it's at the back of everyone's
It's
mind.
pretty
That one has got to
prominent.
be. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
already into helicopters long before they were even big.
I wouldn't be surprised if he invented like fucking steam train engine sounds.
Just so he could look at them. He's just
And
sitting there, he's trying to work out some maths thing, and he's there scribbling away as.
Oh,
I
I like that.
It would be mint if these were bigger. If I could make this bellow through the hall. Oh, that's a mint idea. Give it a whistle.
Do it again. Do it
I don't
again.
know what it does. I don't know what it does, but it'd look like this to be able to make these sounds.
And then there needs to be places where people like me can just go and stand afar and watch them, and then we can write the names of all of them down in little
and
books.
inhale everything that comes off of them and stare at the shit that falls on the tracks from underneath them.
Oh, it's gonna be a great day.
And then when other people that are like me but don't know they're like me can step in front of them because they think they're sad.
He was always thinking, man.
Yeah, he was a clever guy, mate.
Always thinking.
Me numbers, though.
Yeah, go on, give us your numbers.
So I've got Unit 94969 and Unit 96812.
Are these
And
like elite versions of Unit 73? Is this like my wet dream and you found a more extreme...
Similar area of the world. Much more extreme in one sense, but probably nowhere near as... Well, not recorded to be as cruel.
Whoa.
And it's very, very recent.
Really?
Yeah, very recent.
Go on, then.
As in, the news article came out this morning.
Have we been trying to set some high scores out in China?
China have been trying to make a new scoreboard. That's
Right,
what China.
right.
That's literally what China's been doing. China's gone. You know what? Biological warfare is beneath us. Chemical warfare, we've given it a go a couple years ago. It's not for us. Physical warfare, we did that hundreds of years ago. Now they've gone for a new type of psychological warfare.
Brilliant.
They've been making something called anti-sleep glasses. And obviously soft kill radio waves, which the Americans have also been trying to do with EMF frequencies for like 12, 15 years or so. But the Chinese have basically come out and said they do it. But it's not the CCP as such. It's an organization that's been set up called China's People's Liberation Army, which sounds like they'd probably be against the CCP, which makes me think they're a part of the CCP.
Oh, that's definitely just some sort of wing of the government.
Yeah, to make them sound like rebels, to catch the outsiders.
I don't even think that. No.
Do you know? Oh, well,
No.
Either way, they
Isn't the People's Liberation Army just the name of their army?
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so.
The CPLA sounds cool though, doesn't it? But it also kind of sounds like it'd give you a parking ticket.
The CP, yeah, like £120 if you don't pay within 2 weeks. But if you pay within 2 weeks, we'll put it down at 70 for you.
Yeah, doing you a favour. Well,
sorry, you appear to have parked in Taiwan.
You've
actually parked in China.
We don't recognise you parking there.
Yeah.
Right, so they've also made a sleep machine.
Yeah, it's the People's Liberation Army. It's just it's the world's largest military force.
Okay, so they've been up to some mad stuff then.
Second largest defence budget in the fucking world, but bruv. They got money. They've got money to put men in the sky, which no doubt we're going to talk about in a bit.
Well, they're putting money into putting things in people's heads, and not in like an Elon Musk way with transhumanism or out like that. They've made machines that can send people to sleep, which is kind of similar to the soft kill radio wave. So you don't kill them, you just make them pass out by emitting frequencies at them. Supposedly they're testing.
But there's no need to do that because all the aromatherapy shops and shops that mums used to go in the early 2000s have already found the device that puts people to sleep, and it's whale song. And hours of jungle noises
and the petals in there and the stuff like that is actually what puts people to sleep once it's been exploded by the bombs that China's hidden in each and every one of them. That's why they're so frequent everywhere and never have customers in.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know about that. I never go in.
Well, I've been doing... Me neither. No one goes in. I've just been doing me reading.
Shop. Right. Well, carry on then. What have we... What scores are we setting? What are we doing?
Well, they've figured out a way to control people's thoughts using machines.
That's great.
And they've made a weapon that is controlled by the soldiers' thoughts, but they're not they're not saying what it is, but apparently it's in the reports that have been leaked as well. These are supposedly leaked reports, and the reports were leaked by uh, somebody who was trying to get out of working for the CCP Bio Threats Initiative.
Nobody who
Is
worked
leaving.
in anything like that, no, it was ever leaving and being able to say any word of their own accord.
I find it hard to believe they'd want to leave as well. I believe if you're going to work in something that you willingly know is called the CCP Bio Threats Initiative, that's a passion project.
Either
You're
that,
not just getting
yeah,
scooped up into that, really, are you?
even if it's not, well, even if mum and dad just sent you to uni and then you were assigned job because you were getting like fucking knocking firsts out of the park on every paper and shit, and they were like, we're assigning you this.
It's a good job we killed his sister in that mountain a couple of years before he was born. This one's golden.
Yeah. She would have brought nothing to like this.
She would have just been on TikTok chanting at people.
Or on that bridge where they all appear to be with the same background. Just, or that woman who got paid millions this week or last week for just flashing like loads of products up at.
Yeah, she's been doing that a while now. I
Is.
don't get why she's carried on doing it, mate.
That's bad shit, mate. Like,
yeah.
she's speed running. Just, it's like, it's almost. I feel bad. I feel very sad for the people, the great people of people like places like QVC and Bid Up TV, who are seeing their fucking livelihoods just pissed down the drain by this woman who's just gone bang, 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 bang.
That sounds dodgy, but
that sounds dodgy without the action I did, which was frying.
Yeah, he's throwing stuff with his hands.
I'll
even
leave it.
save you for that one. That sounded awful.
It's Christmas.
So we can each have one for Christmas.
But depends how heavy the one is.
I like the idea though that they've revolutionised QVC and they're all going to be trying it. All these washed up actors on QVC just trying to do it, but they've not got the pizzazz and they're missing the throws everywhere, and there's just a pile of shite next to them because they used to spend an hour and a half on one item.
Yeah, mate. Imagine the stuff that gets sold on Chinese QVC.
Oh, probably can't even fathom what it would be anyway.
How many
they
people
have mental stuff in China?
That might be one of the most dangerous jobs to have. Would be someone as a demonstrator of products on Chinese QVC. Like more so
because they
than
don't know if nothing's been tested.
But yeah, 100%. You don't know what.
You turn it on here and it's like Mr. Springy from fucking Simpsons just blinds him.
Suddenly, like Chinese lathe workers are like become safer because Chinese QVC workers could take them over as being the most deadly profession.
It'd be good though if Chinese factories did become safer and a better place to live because they're all filming it for TikTok and they realise the rest of the world doesn't like it when they see them getting beaten and when the chains are visible.
I've got to be honest, I've not seen enough of the beatings and the chains on the two factory
to believe that they actually do it.
Yeah, at the moment, I'm just thinking that's a lot of spoons. That's a lot of spoons.
For 4 employees.
They churn out a shitload of spoons. That factory also, there's... Like, I've worked in factories where there was more machines per, like, square metre. It's pretty spaced out. It doesn't look that great.
There's a lot of room in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of room, which makes me think
almost like a TV studio.
Maybe
like
not
it's
even...
set up to be filmed in.
Maybe just things aren't going that well.
Yeah, and that was the last ditch attempt. Oh, come on, people have said advertise on social media. People love to buy thousands worths of spoons.
Yep.
Bulk buy spoons. I feel like there should be a word, a collective noun for spoons, but there probably isn't. I know cutlery is collective for it all, but there's got to be a word for spoons, like a Latin thing for people that collect them. We're not going to find it off the top of our heads.
Da Vinci's, people like Da Vinci's, they're the people who
they would know that.
Yeah, Da Vinci of spoons.
And the Welsh love a spoon.
What?
The Welsh, because they have love spoons, don't they?
Do they? Tell me more.
The Welsh love spoons. Have you never seen that when you've been in Wales and that?
I've been to Wales once.
Oh, you see, you're the wrong part of the north, innit, for Wales, I suppose. Maybe you'd go to Scotland
I'm
more,
the north.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, northwest, we go to Wales a lot, and they have love spoons, mate, which are these little carved spoons with engravings on and stuff. They're all over the place in Wales. It's like how London would sell an I Heart LDN shirt. The Welsh sell spoons in any form of thing: zoo, theme park, castle, don't matter. Anything you can think of that's Welsh.
Big soup eaters.
Maybe.
Big soup eaters.
Yeah. I haven't got anything about soup, so I can't really segue from soup.
But I don't think you've given us enough about these unit. Like, where's
Oh,
the
that's what they were doing. That's what these units were doing. They were doing this and
making
testing it.
spoons?
No, 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 making anti-sleep glasses, which apparently you wear them and they keep you very aware, which makes me think there's something very fucking sharp on the inside of those glasses.
Yeah, or they're just rimmed with like meth. They're
Yeah,
just made of meth.
just spit, no, vapors inside, like goggles full of fucking alcohol vapors, so it just burns your eyes.
I don't think that
Onions.
would keep me very aware, mate. That would keep me trying to
It'd
pull
keep you
my
awake
face off.
though. Yeah, you'd be awake.
Well, good on the Chinese. Did you sent me the
I've got
thing
it.
about the sixth flight, the men who were flying?
The men that were flying. Remind me.
You
I don't
didn't
know.
see this?
I'm not sure. I've
The-
got a few other things about China. We can come back to China.
Mate, we're smashing it. We're smashing
Oh, I
it.
have a question. I did have a question for you though about these psychological weapons. What if schools in like UK schools are testing grounds for these psychological weapons, and that's why schools started to get whiteboard projectors all around the same time in like 2004 or so, 2003, 2004ish. They all started getting whiteboard projectors, and they were emitting signals from them, and that's what gives teenage boys random erections. The Chinese were testing it, which would also make sense for why planned obsolescence is a thing. Because then they could have different things emitting from washing machines and fridges and that, and then they're like, right, we need it emitting this until 2015, and then from 2015 to 18 we need these, so it's fine, we'll just call it a bad batch, it's fine, and then from 2018 to 2025 we'll have it emitting these things, and we'll eventually dumb the population down that far that they do actually believe David Icke and think it's the mercury that we've made them put in the light bulbs to be environmentally friendly.
No.
Mm.
Why did lads only start getting random erections in 2004?
Well, that's about the time I remember it starting to happen.
I think I think it's been highly documented in much media over the years. I reckon if you go back far
maybe
enough,
back then it could have
go
been the
back-
fluorescent light
if you
bulbs.
go back far enough to like Egyptian hieroglyphics, I reckon probably.
That was their letter Q, a little
No,
boy with a boner.
there's some little story of like a fucking teacher at the front of the class teaching how to make pyramids in such a way that could never be traced, so we
And
could
it-
never
it
find
looks-
such
It's a
information.
lovely pair of pyramids.
Oh.
And that's why they've got. That's where it comes about. It's got nothing to do with emitting signals. It's just they look like tits, square tits.
I wasn't going there at all. I
Was
was
you not?
literally
That's
just
what- that's
going.
where
I
you
was
were
just
going?
going. There was a teacher there, and then in the class there was a lad with a fucking random boner, and it was like an Egyptian tale of it happens to all of us.
Oh,
But if
maybe.
you wanna make it as crude as to say that
yeah,
the
definitely.
pyramids were tits,
Yeah,
then it would read now that
that's
that-
why they added the third one to throw people off.
it would read it. Well, no, maybe.
Well, they actually no, they didn't add the third one until that film with Arnold Schwarzenegger came out.
Which one?
I can't remember the name of it, but they did another one where they take the tablet and they've got limitless power, kind of fucking uses all the brain.
That's. I didn't know that was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I thought you were about Limitless. That sounds like
Is that-
Limitless.
Is that not Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first one? Where he's saying like he wants the girl to be sleazy and demure and all this, and
I have
they make him
no idea what you're talking about here. You have
Do you know-
lost me.
That's mad. That it's definitely a film.
Yeah.
Well, either way, in that there's a girl with 3 tits.
Oh, that's Total Recall, isn't it?
That's the one. Total
yeah,
Recall.
Yeah. It would be really fucking funny if the
The Cairo
Egyptians.
government saw that and was like, a third one. That's what we need. They were
No.
already the Great Pyramids of Giza, but hear me out, boys.
Of a geezer, and it was just pyramids
Man
dedicated.
pyramids.
No, the 2 pyramids as tits and the third pyramid as the penis of an actual
Oh.
Egyptian transsexual, and it was
Yeah,
the pyramids of
could be.
Giza, and it was the mounds that stick out of. He was lying on the floor. There's the boobs and that. Well, and that would really fuck up all the David Icke fans who were like, no, they're in a line. It's to point towards a gateway, or you can channel the devil, or it's alignment with fucking alien points in the stars. No, it's actually just We really
just
liked
porn
it.
for
It's
aviation
just this very
enthusiasts.
fucking canny transsexual that used to hang around, and we saw him in the market and that. She was dead sound. Everyone talked to her. She made absolutely lovely that sort of rice pudding that everyone in North Africa and the Middle East seems to make some sort of version of that's absolutely banging. Bits of saffron and orange and shit like that. He made little pots, handed them out to people. He went around in his frilly little robe, some
Maybe.
sort of
Cloak.
cloak.
I feel like they'd wear cloaks.
I feel he's more flamboyant than that.
I thought a cloak seems quite
I dare say flamboyant. No, not a cape. She's not a superhero.
You don't think a cape's flamboyant?
She's superhero in her own way, obviously, like
Yeah,
trans power. But
yeah.
she's not a cape sort. Definitely
I
wants
like-
to show the shoulders a little, because you got to think she was flamboyant enough that people dedicated hundreds of years and many deaths.
I like the idea that they made it because once she looked at the sculptor funny or told him that she wasn't going to touch him, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to make sure everyone remembers that you had a penis. And then nobody got it because everyone else went, that guy's a cunt. He's killed off most of our families. He's spread all these lies about pharaohs, and now he's making this anti-trans thing monument in our country. One of the 8 wonders of the world. He's saying it's gonna be. There's only fucking 6 others.
And then inside is like what people can't find is that's the source of all homophobia.
That'd be mint, mate.
Coming back to Lost, which is like the island, the center of the island is like almost like God, like the prime mover itself. The island is just, there's like a light that comes from the middle of the island, and that's the power basically, and that's what controls everything. That's what is fate, and like that's what brings people through to the afterlife, but also brings them to the island to like help maintain the island and save it, because it is the basis of like everything, like consciousness and everything. So the equivalent in the pyramids would just be, that's where all gay hatred comes from. And when we opened that,
a black and white light
before we went,
stripes glowing.
Just before we went there, before explorers went there in like the fucking 1800s or whatever, or I don't know if it was before that. Who gives a fuck? Whenever people first started like knocking the bricks through, it'd be like, hey, we want to know what's in these buildings. That's when everyone started just fucking on the fucking gay bashing. Yeah,
that would be mint if that's true. There's like a weird curse.
I don't know if
that's
the word.
Mummy's curse.
Yeah.
Like that's what they were like. One day, them their colonizers are gonna come over here, and they're gonna try and steal our jewels. But
they're gonna be Pandora's box.
Yeah,
you want to take Tutankhamun? You're now gonna call people, well, just faggots. Basically,
yeah, and
forever.
I imagine back then the people that were reading loads of books as well were probably getting called gay by the people there, the ones that were being forced to build bridges, and then these other lads are there going, no, I want to read these pictures. That's a word. See,
these texts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wipe me. Nice. I wouldn't wipe me ass with your papyrus, lad. Fuck off, Ramses, you divvy. Would you dare? Would you dare write little squiggly lines on a shit bit of reed? Oh, what a fucking doyle. While you're like fucking scooping cow shit out of a paddy to try and like put a spray on a field.
Cleaning out his stable for him.
Yeah. What an idiot, looking at that piece of reed and just thinking that things are going to pop into his head. What a dummy, that'll never catch on.
Yeah. I've been listening to one of Zachariah Sitchin's books recently.
All right, go on.
And it's like
knowledge.
It's like book 7. Oh mate, there's no knowledge in it, and I'm really gutted to say that to you because I thought I was going to learn loads. It's like listening to somebody read a phone book. It's just lists and lists of names of princes, kings, queens.
Little bit of background
gods,
for the people who aren't. Little bit of background for people who aren't Sitchin.
Go on, do you want to
aware? No, you go.
Oh, okay. So Zachariah Sitchin translated. Fuck it. Zachariah Sitchin definitely translated these ancient texts from ancient Sumerian, which he managed to use little bits of ancient Mesopotamian language, little bits of ancient Egypt, Greek, even more modern language. I think it was some form of Germanic language he used as well to be able to bring it all together, to be able to work out that there's a bunch of creatures that we all know and love called the Anunnaki, which this guy reading the book
Big
calls
favourites.
the Anunnaki. Is this guy reading it calls them the Anunnaki, and every
Oh, that
time
must
it makes
be-
me want to crash my car.
Yeah, you must love that. You must absolutely love that.
He calls the Agigi the Agigi. That really annoys me.
Is
Because
it
that doesn't-
AI?
No. What,
It's
that's
a
reading?
person. Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a
yeah.
person, mate. No, it's definitely a person. They've got an accent.
That's
in
not
it.
good, that.
No, it's. But it's the idea that it's the 7th book. So I like the thought that this guy's read all the other 6 and he's not took any of it in, because he sounds bored when he's reading it.
I mean,
So you know
let's
it's
be-
not AI.
the
but it is like
equivalent
a
of
phone book.
the equivalent of getting me to like do Ike's audio book.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like,
You'd
"Oh,
hate
and-
Ike's books.
And on the next fucking he doesn't. I've got to read this.
He bought some crystals.
He's got a well. This lad used to play football. What the fuck went wrong?
That's what arthritis will do to the mind.
Mate,
He's got arthritis of the mind.
It really does have I would say I'd say he has some form of CTE from maybe like head damage, but there's not that much to. I don't think there's anything to damage.
I don't know if his head would be getting in the way, and there's a goalie though, would it?
You still got
Really?
to jump in situations where you could get clattered from someone.
Maybe
Corners
the
and that.
diving shook his spine or something. I don't like to speak ill of the Ike anyway. I like him.
Ill of the Ike.
Yeah.
Is that because you might one day actually end up on some sort of panel with him?
I would fucking love that, mate. That'd be fucking mint.
Let's be honest, it's a possibility that you two could end up with stalls at the same convention.
Yeah, yeah. When
You
he's not
on the
doing
way up,
his
him on the
life's
way
not
down.
doing him very well. Yeah, yeah. But for me, it's going great at that point.
Flying.
If we, yeah, yeah. But he's on a major downturn.
He can't
He's
sell
thinking,
a
"Oh,
book,
I
and
might kill myself soon.
you're stood next to him just selling
Nonsense,
rap-
lies.
mouse versions of the Anunnaki.
Oh, mate, that's a good idea.
Whoa, hang
But
on, yeah,
that's
hang on.
one of the things.
Before, just a second. Why haven't you like crossed your two industries and brought like more conspiracy based like figures, as it were?
Never the twin shall meet. Keep a little bit of air of anonymity between the two. Because believe it or not, Jimmy, there's people that have listened to my podcast that are confused as fuck about why I bring up dead rats. I've had messages going, "Is this real that you sell dead rats?" Which means there's people finding these shows, that this and mine, that have no idea about the mice.
Which is mental because it's by
Yes.
far your unique selling point. If you had a USP, it is that.
Yeah.
But why haven't you got straight off the top of the dome the Kennedy shooting? That's a great scenario. You get a cheap,
I would love to.
cheap car, fucking what do you call her in the front?
No.
leaning over.
No. What you'd do is you'd just make JFK, but then his head would be. Do you remember at the end of one of the Lara Croft games where that big lotus flower, the big mechanical lotus
Yes.
flower, opened
Yeah,
up?
I do.
Right, and the guy got swallowed up by it. He fell in it, broke his leg. I would make some form of mechanism like that with a pull string thing, like what you'd use in an umbrella, so that you can pull this thing. It makes a clacking noise, and then it opens up like it's the head opening. That's
It's
what
all
I would
painted
do. I
red
wouldn't
on the
have the
inside.
car. Yeah, I
No,
wouldn't
you
have
need.
the car.
Nah, you have to. I'm thinking like landscape, full scene scenarios.
Oh, dioramas.
Yeah, mate. You could, because then
Conspiracy dioramas.
you stick a zero on the end of all your prices.
Yeah. £10, 0 pence.
You could have the killing
It's-
of
the
George
thing is-
Floyd.
Yeah, exactly.
You-
That's the problem. It's touchy.
You could
And
have
I can't guarantee the shade of colour of the fur of the rats either, so it would be quite limiting as to which things I could play out. And if I had the wrong ones, maybe I'd look. I don't want to look racist or out, you know what I mean? I'm there recreating 9/11, and the people, they're all one colour or something in the towers, and it's going to look a bit like I believe certain things, isn't it?
if you're recreating 9/11, that's a lot of rats.
I'd use little baby mice,
That's
little pinkies set in resin,
that
and then
is-
have one dangling on a string next
I
to
was
it.
going to say, thank you for already getting to the most important one, which was the bloke doing the front flip on the way out.
Yeah.
I know there's more than one, but we know who the real MVP is. He's the one that ended up on the pitches.
Mm-hmm.
He really made it.
He's the only one that matters, really, isn't he?
He's sort of up there with like Sky King. Just people who.
You just like people that have been in the air doing stuff that they shouldn't really be doing.
coming back to Lost, if you believe someone who's just taking control of their own fate and someone who's taking their life into their own hands and not letting God win, then yeah, I do. I do like someone who's that independent that they manage to free themselves from their worldly shackles and decide.
Oh, what a sentence.
Yeah.
That should be in the title somewhere. Freed from his worldly shackles.
This is the Christmas episode.
Oh, we're just calling it Christmas episode.
This is my Christmas tribute.
Lovely.
Sky King. If I could send him that would
again,
be
it's
it
just
would go.
always Sky King.
It would just go. It would go. I mean, it'd be make a great Christmas card. Let's not kid ourselves.
His little loop-de-loop.
His loop,
or a little pop-up book.
Yeah.
When you open it, the plain barrel rolls.
It's got a little recording in when you can play like a little message, and it's just part of the little interaction between him and the air traffic control.
That'd be
hey,
so
do you think this thing can do a barrel roll?
And then the card spins on the inside somehow. You pull it a little bit more, and you could add to it.
Why don't we have a shop, man?
We should. I had a business idea. I had an entrepreneurial idea for it.
Tell me more.
Well, I was making a wrap for me tea the other night, and I thought to myself, do you know what I think people... it would have just been belly pork and rice.
Hey, that's not bad, you know.
Yeah, I like a lot of pork at the minute. I keep eating it because it's cheap and it tastes nice.
Because you can't smell it now.
What do you mean?
I mean,
from last time, yeah.
Notorious for telling me that pork apparently leaves no trace on the nose, according to you.
I don't think you can smell it through a room. No. Maybe if you got it right there, it's like
I could smell it through a floor.
It's got a smell to it. That's what I mean. That's a room, and it's part of a room. It's probably the most significant part of the room. It's what makes a room, isn't it? Really.
The floor.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a tunnel.
Is a tunnel not a room
or a hole? I suppose.
No, because even a tunnel has a floor.
A vertical tunnel, I was thinking. A chute.
Even that at the end has an end.
Yeah, but it's not a floor, it's a hole.
Right, we'll go on.
Philosophical there.
This is not philosophical, this is fucking tedious. It's like getting blood from a fucking stone. Go on, before I tell you. In fact, let me quickly chirp in. I've got
the business idea.
Yeah, go on, the wraps.
So the idea, I was wrapping it, and I quite like it because it's repetitive. It's satisfying when you tuck that piece in and you really squeeze it and roll it round. I think that's a mint thing to do. And I was thinking to myself, a restaurant.
Whoa, hang on, before you go on. How do you roll your wrap for the audience?
So, as you know, it's a circle, and then I take the bottom and I fold the bottom over by about maybe an eighth of it.
Do you put all of your contents in the middle?
I put like a bed of rice at the bottom and then most of my stuff through the middle. And I might push it more of it to the right because of the way I like to roll it. I was going to skin it there.
This is where I was getting... Yeah, you just skin it, basically.
So, yeah, this I think that's why I'm quite good at it. It's Kevin Bridges' bit, really, but I think that's 100%. Why I can do it. But then I'll take so you've got that straight edge at the bottom. Now it looks like a bit of an over-shaped protractor. And then I'll take this corner here and roll that in a little bit and roll the other corner in a little bit because that captures all the juice, stops the juice falling down. And then you take that leaf over, really fucking ram it in with your nails, like fucking squeeze it in there, and then lift the other thing over, flip it over. Done.
Roll it, just like roll it over.
Yeah.
Then do you finish it off in in a pan, crisp it up?
No, I've had enough of it by then. I want to eat it, so I just eat it. I microwave them though first to get them warm and soft.
I thoroughly recommend taking the 30 seconds just to get a hot pan with a tiny bit of oil and just crisping the sides and sealing that seal so it doesn't come open. But
I just hold it tighter. But
I want to credit you for not doing it the fanny way, which is when people just fold the bottom up over, like they put it, say they strip all their shit in the middle vertically. They don't put it vertically because that would just be a big pile on the fucking wrap. But wrap as a circle, filling from like the top of the wrap down to just above the middle.
Yeah, from 12 to just past the start of the hands.
Where the hands would be, yeah. And then they fold the bottom up, and then they just fold the two sides in and leave the top exposed. Yeah, and they leave the top exposed as well.
Yeah, no,
I can't stand that.
It's lazy. But my business idea would be, you get a group of young women, all 18, 19, 20. Maybe they're in, so you want to get pervs in. That's what you want. I'm thinking like Hooties.
Where are we getting pervs?
But just off the high street.
Yeah, but where
And
are we
then
getting them to?
to come into the shop.
Oh, it's a shop, right?
It's a restaurant. Oh, okay. Well,
Right,
it's a
you've not
business
established
idea.
this.
Have I not? Sorry. Okay, so it's a restaurant. We'll start there. I'm looking for an investment, guys. It's a restaurant.
Good, because what you
And-
started with was we'll get a load of youngish girls, and we're trying to get pervs here.
Yeah. So it's just a sex trafficking ring. What we're going to need is we're going to need a good catfishing account and the promise of a career. We got so the restaurant, and then you've got the women serving the food. You have them sort of scantily dressed, but the USP for the businesses,
Yeah.
they're all clean people, attractive people. No like CEX workers are out like that. Part of the job description is they have to be good looking and take care of themselves.
We like that.
But when they're preparing your food, they don't wear gloves, and you never get to see the customer never gets to see them wash their hands. It's always done. That's always done out of sight of the customer, and I think some people might like that.
Two things.
Go on.
Most people in kitchens don't wear gloves.
But they do when they're serving your food and when they're touching it, say in Subway and that, when they're grabbing it out the
Oh yeah,
boxes.
so like food handlers.
The food handlers like that,
food
when they're putting
handlers
wraps together.
who aren't
Or
chefs.
sandwich shops. Okay, yeah. But
Assemblers.
otherwise they'd burn their hands. Yeah.
Assemblers.
The sandwich artists, as they like to be known.
You basically want like visible. Would you have like? Could you have like? I've immediately got reminded of. Do you remember the kids show Zap? That was like loads of different mini kids shows. You don't remember Zap?
I don't think so. I might.
I
remember some within it. But...
You'll remember some, like, it had a mischievous like lass, like not like she wasn't young, but like she would go on being mischievous at school. Most importantly, there were two hands. Two hands that got up to tricks, and they would fight, and they both had different gloves. Now I've immediately
I had a mate in school that used to do that to himself until they put him on tablets.
Why? Why would you stifle his power?
He used to shout out army time or soldier time, something along those lines, and then twat his fingertips off his other fingertips and hide under a table.
Yeah, this man's clearly a creative genius. Why are they treating this man like Kanye West and stifling his art?
Well, I don't know. People
Speaking
don't
of
like
which,
it, do they?
before we carry on, Kanye West, good to see that he's back and back to his nice healthy self by staying off the internet for ages and then coming back with a good 10-minute rant on comparing himself to Hitler and going after the Jews again. That's a good...
I was wondering, do you reckon he was doing all of this with the Jews and that a while back because maybe he was going to come out and say he is one, so that he can like the like Black Israelites kind of thing? Maybe. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not overly certain, but just because then he can say more offensive things in his songs and it be okay.
Well, he was on about his latest plan is he's building his own city out in like Dubai or Saudi Arabia or something like that he wants to make twice as big as Paris, and he's like put a post out saying like, I want engineers, I want techno geniuses. Just the lad is batshit but has access. There's not much, right? The only thing stopping Kanye West from being the bloke who I watched eat dog shit out of a bag today is a drum machine and millions of dollars. If those two things weren't apparent, his creativity would have gone from making music and into finding treats in wild locations.
Foraging. He'd be the forager.
But we were coming back to a point. We had a point.
I don't know. Was it to do with food hygiene laws?
No. Your sandwich hands shop.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like hands glory holes. So you don't see the face of the person. But
no, you don't want that.
You don't want to see the hands making the sandwiches.
You want to see the hands making the sandwiches, but you want to see, I think what the customer wants, right, is to see these...
Is it you? Are you the customer?
I obviously I would
He's
eat there
stuttering,
for free.
ladies and gentlemen.
I would eat there for free.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's stuttering
restaurant.
there, which makes me think that this is not just Jack's idea for a business, but really a passion of his own that he'd like to see through to
They're
an
all
end.
passion projects.
We'll carry on.
Why don't I link the conspiracies to the taxidermy? It'd be hard to link it all to this. But...
I'm going to make sandwiches with the names of conspiracies but with bare hands, right? So,
yeah, with women in bikinis.
So how do you not see the faces of the people, but you see the hands making the sandwiches?
No, you do see the faces. That's the whole point. You want good-looking
Oh,
people. You don't want hand glory holes. You want to know who's got that sandwich because you want to go for people that might not have much interaction with other people and that, but they're like, you know what? Because you got the stereotype as well of, oh, women should make me a sandwich, and then they could go. So you get sexists going in for the start, being
nice.
like, make me a sandwich, and you're
Again,
making money off of them.
Sexism started when we broke into the pyramids of Giza.
Okay, could have been each tunnel was a different ism.
Yep.
Yep.
The last one was autism. So there was no autism in the world until we broke into that pyramid.
That was one of the gems when the gem hit sunlight,
which actually counteracts our point about Da Vinci. I think.
Of light.
Yeah, I think
was it. Why? Oh, it was Da Vinci before all that. Maybe he wasn't autistic, unless he put the curse there. He's like, there'll be more of me one day.
He just muttered.
He just puts his soul into this gem. And then orders the Cairo government to build this third pyramid.
Why do you have this thing with the Cairo government?
Because that's where the pyramids are.
Not what in the government?
Well, I'm saying that the
so
Cairo
basically, if I go down to like the council,
because of Total Recall.
Okay, right, okay, carry on.
How Da Vinci knew Total Recall was going to come about is anybody's guess.
Because he's
artist. We don't have to think about that.
We always know when good films are coming out. Because there could be special effects.
Do you know what's crazy about saying that? This sounds like I'm lying, but I predicted The Purge, like the film, which was really weird. About 2 weeks before we saw posters for it or a trailer, me and my mate were talking and we were saying about what would be a good idea. I described, not exactly The Purge, but very, very similar of just people can do whatever they want. They can get about, kill themselves and that, and you see it from the point of view of someone who's not doing that. And then we saw posters for it and was like, that looks pretty weird. What's that? We looked at it and it was that, which really freaked me out.
That's fair. I mean, it's not a new concept, but I'll take it. I'll say that. I reckon
it was like I had my finger really well on the zeitgeist at the time, which was scary because I'm never aware of what's going on in that way, not properly.
You've got grounds to definitely sue for breach of intellectual property
because they've been using the CCP's biothreats to get into my brain and find them.
That's something that reminds us of Starfield and Fallout. That's Starfield technology. You get implants in Starfield, and that's exactly what that is.
But that's been going on for ages, though. The idea of introducing transhumanism to the world and getting us more and more used to it and accepting of it. This could just be more of that to get it into the Daily Star, so people read it and whatever the Daily Mail.
Transhumanism. The second undercover operative experience of the last week. We were approached by a crab man in the car park.
Yes.
As in, I'll set the scene. It's about 8:30 in the evening. And at the moment, the nights are setting in pretty quick. So it's dark, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
In a car park. Yet again, smoked a joint. Because it's pretty much the only reason to be stood about in a car park at that time.
Unless you're a dogger, I suppose, or a voyeur.
Yeah, although that car
thief.
Park... thief.
Rapist.
Not that car park, too well lit, and it's also like next to the road. Not well lit enough apparently because
a rapist in a cry for help, a rapist in an emotional crisis. They know they're doing wrong. They want a bit of help. They know they can't go to the doctor and go, doctor, I feel like a rapist, because the doctor's just going to have them arrested. So he's got to get caught doing
or
it
a very shit punchline. He's going to have a very shit punchline for when you go and say that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, the therapist is next door. Hey. No, none of those things. A crab man came from behind a car.
Now, when you say crab man, right, is he walking sideways
100%.
or is he clapping his hands to his
He was
thumbs?
doing both of those things whilst announcing to himself, to us,
the crab man.
He was about...
I have a shell.
About 50 metres away, and he comes sideways from a car, literally... Like, he's acting it out, ladies and gentlemen. And he comes out from a car, pincers going, whilst doing the head movements and walking sideways from behind a car, and he just announces across the car park, I'm a crab. And then he gets closer, and he's still doing the whole crab walk. Like he's...
So when he was getting closer, was he going like diagonally
zigzags
to you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking mint me.
Full on. and then just still announcing, I'm a crab, and then going, it's mad. This is going to sound like bollocks because both scenarios involved cigarettes. Cigarettes are much more dangerous than I was first like.
Well, there's a conspiracy there, Jimmy. What if the government have gone, look, we can't get them to stop. We've put the prices up. It's not stopping them. And what if we pay the local homeless and mentalists and drug addicts to scare people out of smoking?
No, because it's the opposite. He was asking us for a cigarette because we was obviously smoking, and he's come over asking us for a cigarette. And we're like, no, mate. And then he keeps approaching, announcing, I'm a crab, but do you not have a cigarette for a crab? And we're like, mate, no. Do you not see we're two lads dressed all in black and 8:30 at night? Clearly, well, for want of a better term, committing crime. Yeah. Whilst like in East London, which is, it's sound. But it also cannot be. There are also people walking around eating bags of shit. So there's a scale of how
you
sound
don't
the
have to
place
sell
is.
it to me anymore. I'm sold. I'm down there.
You're moving in, yeah. And he keeps approaching, asking for a fag, and then he keeps asking, and we get to a point where mate, you got to fuck off here. Like this is well annoying, and we're both basically holding ourselves back from knocking you out right now because this is getting weird. And you're also getting close. Yeah, and then he just flips. And he's like, I hope you all fucking die. I hope your families die in a box in the internet, in the sky, in space. Just repeating it.
Cool. That's a hell of a thing to...
Calling us faggots, whilst 2 minutes prior, asking us if we both had husbands. And he's clearly gay. Like, his whole demeanour, his accent, his voice, his delivery... The pincer movement. The pincer movements were a bit feminine. Like, it weren't that of a masculine...
Pointing them downwards.
Yeah, weren't that of a masculine crab. Yeah. Like, that weren't the fish in the sea, like fucking Rasta crab from Ariel, Little Mermaid. Sebastian, yes. The Jamaican crab. Which, I don't know if...
I saw a good meme about that recently. That was saying that when Ariel was...
It's a lobster Eric, as well, I think I'd like to clear that up.
It is a lobster.
Before someone would annihilate us for that.
Ariel and Eric are in the boat, but Ariel can hear all the animals singing and what they're saying, whereas Eric can just hear all these ominous animal noises.
There's so many moments like that.
Where one of them would be completely clueless as to what's going on.
Absolutely batshit mental, man.
Yeah, and it'd be terrifying.
Yeah. You'd look up and be like, are you all right? Like, Dr. Doolittle, why wasn't that bloke just immediately sectioned?
Well, I like the idea, though, that when he's watching Ariel sing in this boat, he's looking at her and he sees her singing, and then he sees her just looking down at a fish going... and then she carries on a sentence from somewhere else and acts like the hype man for the fucking fish, saying every few words.
Starts doing the harmony for the fish instead.
Yeah.
You take it from here. You take it from here. I've got the backing vocals.
He's just there rowing like, fucking hell, what's...
Let's get you back to shore, Ariel.
She's going to be in bed, but fucking I don't want to show her where I live.
I'm going to go very inland after this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay in the driest point possible.
I have, speaking of moving in, I read about a Chinese fella that shoved 2 eels in himself. He ate 2 live eels, swallowed them whole.
Right, hang on, before you go on.
Go on.
Like, I've got Chinese friends, right?
I have a Chinese friend,
and I work
if we're showing off.
I work with like quite a few. This isn't just going to be all. We've been China heavy, yeah.
I thought we were going China heavy. That's what I thought we'd discussed.
I would never utter those words, especially.
No, it wasn't worded like that. No.
We're going China heavy on this one, Jack.
Bring everything you've got about China. It's Christmas.
Pack the communist guns. We're going heavy on China on this one. Get your Tiananmen Square fucking postcards out. I would never utter anything like that on any sort of mobile device. That's for sure, because they're fucking watching them all. So like, I don't think I went.
Your Chinese friends. You shouldn't trust them if they're doing that, bro.
What can I say? They're all spies. But
they can't help themselves.
What's this gentleman who just so happens to be from a region of China? What's he been doing with eels?
Could probably find you the region of China. I didn't write it down because I don't know how I would pronounce it, and I'd just butcher it anyway. So
It would have been marvellous to at least see you
it
attempt it.
began with a J and had a Z halfway in the
Ah,
first
that'll
bit.
do.
So that's already
Jairzinho, the famous Brazilian footballer.
might as well be. I don't know who he is either.
Yeah, okay.
So he swallowed 2 eels because he was a construction. Not because.
Yeah,
I'm glad
you've started that sentence again because that doesn't work.
He's a construction worker, and he didn't know what to do because he had constipation, and he also had an enlarged prostate.
Ah,
and
the
apparently
old eel in
that
the bum
region,
trick.
No, not in the bum. Wrong end. He swallowed 2 live eels whole because he thought they would eat their way through his constipated cavities.
Oh!
And he also thought that it would sort out his enlarged prostate. So it was like he was going like the long way round for a little bit of a pokey bum wank, trying to milk his prostate, but with eels the long way. Which I don't know why that he got thrown in there, but that seemed a bit weird. But he'd already swallowed 2 live eels. Anyway, 24 hours passes since swallowing these live eels. He's at work, and his workmates have to take him to the local ER or A&E, whatever it's called there, and which is a feat in China, really, because usually they just, from what I've read, they'll just leave people to die in case they try to sue them if they die on the premises.
Yeah, that happens. So not just if it happens
and if
on
they
the
get
premises,
run over as well,
or if they just touch them,
to kill them. Yeah.
Or if they try and help them at all, and then they could be somehow found like fucking complicit in the injury, and then you have to pay for all of their medical fees and all that shit.
Yeah, but they actually took him to the hospital because they were his mates and that. Supposedly, they knew it was out of order for him. But yeah, he'd swallowed 2 live eels. Had to have quite a fair bit of surgery on him. It took him a day to nearly die from swallowing the eels.
A day to nearly die.
To nearly die.
Like you'd have thought if you'd have spent that long trying to do something, you would have completed it, wouldn't you? But also,
mad way to try and have a shit.
This is the one instance in all of the instances where someone should have actually put something up their arse instead.
Yeah.
Where that would have been the better option. Where if
that's where the problem is. But maybe he was trying to get the pressure of it down.
That's where both problems are.
Yeah.
And also, if you get eels long enough, just keep hold of them by the tail.
Oh, slippery though, aren't they, Jimmy? An eel.
Put a hook through one. They're a fucking...
but if it gets a little bit of... Is it inertia? Is that the word? To get up your arse or bit
Pings
of pace?
Off.
Yeah, and then rips
you just
into
got to
you
have
with the
some
hook.
tension. You have some tension, you keep it nice, you sound. Also, you stick a hook through its arse, it's going to be a bit more fucking angsty. It's going to chow down more. It's going to get the job done.
But it might not be hungry.
It's going to fucking... Yeah, but it's going to start biting, innit? Because
I suppose, but
it's
that
going to start
might be
chomping
why.
down.
Yes, they have teeth, don't the eels? When you see them in aquariums and not, they look fucking mean.
I dare
two
say,
of them.
Even the ones that aren't in aquariums also have teeth. I don't think that when they get to aquariums, they look at them and go,
no. Eels and they look cool, but
they get
some of them shark teeth in them.
No, yeah, they get to the aquarium, they go, oh, that's rotten. That's like looking at your granny without her falsies in. I tell you what, we're gonna have to make teeth for these before we put them in the enclosures. Because no one's ever going to like this.
I've said this before. I've told you about that house I saw in Tokyo, haven't I, where they'd replaced the living room window or whatever it was, the window of the house with a fish tank that was bricked up on the inside full of eels.
Yeah, you have, and it's amazing. Like it's amazing, but it's so
eels.
Japanese.
Yeah. Well, this is clearly quite Chinese. But do you reckon he swallowed them to make sure they'd definitely be hungry by the time they got there? Rather than just putting them up his arse immediately, because it's a lot of questions, and the article didn't give me much more else to go on. What's weird this article came up, and it's from 2020.
I'm gonna say he's trying to hide the fact that he's gay from all his mates, because he obviously works on a construction site, like you mentioned.
Right.
Could never admit to. All the lads on the site think he's gay. They make jokes all the time, and he's like, I know the right thing to do if I really want to fix this problem.
But ever since they opened those pyramids, it's just...
Yeah. I really need to shove these up my arse. But if I do that, then the lads on the site are fucking just going to turn around and be like, well, this is confirmed, isn't it? You definitely fucking... You literally like it up the bum. You like 2 up the bum, because there's 2 things up, yeah. So I've got to swallow them. And then when these gone to site, and they've took him to hospital, and the doctor's been like, "This lad swallowed 2 eels." all the blokes have gone, "Why didn't he stick him up his arse? Why didn't he do the normal thing like the rest of us do from like this?" It's a home remedy.
Yeah,
Grandma's been
that's the
giving
thing,
us this
it's
for
supposed to be a
years.
home remedy, a folk.
Of course it is, mate.
Something.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Because yes, 2 minutes ago I was like, let's be careful. We've been very China heavy, as you said. We're going heavy on China, and I was going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but. Of course, it's a fucking home remedy. Because like fucking ground up tiger dick, which makes apparently is a fucking aphrodisiac, and all the other exotic animals that you just got to fucking dry out, grind up, and they either make you more vibrant, more energetic, make you fucking see. That's probably what's in those glasses, mate. Those glasses that the Chinese have made are probably just fucking the tusks of the last few elephant that are left. Like
the tears of the last few elephants that
melted
I've
down,
seen the family members killed.
melted down, just made into the fucking frames of the glasses, and just having that against your skin is what makes you aware. Because we fucked it. Now the People's Liberation Army are going to be onto us.
Maybe.
If we get targeted, I'm not going to... Maybe today was like the first attempt at targeting. Maybe I'm being gang stalked. I've been watching a lot of gang stalking videos at the moment, and with
I've been commenting on some.
Wait, I love doing that. You know, it's so
just telling him stuff about the bushes and stuff.
so good, you know. But maybe these two. I think I might be tested. Everything's coming back to Lost, which also I'm starting to become you. Everything's coming back to Lost.
That's what I was about to say. This is why I can't watch programs like that. I'd normally just now I've learned I can watch cartoons and it doesn't go into my head, so I just watch animated stuff pretty much all the time now. Because I even tried watching fucking the Gordon Ramsay, Gino and Fred program, which has got nothing to do with
don't do that.
Weird shit.
That's just
shit. And even that, I've started watching that, and all of a sudden the pattern recognition sort of thing in my head's going, and I'm seeing Italian things everywhere, and I'm now planning on making pizza next week, and I've even bought the yeast and the flour and stuff to do it.
I tell you what, though, out of all the conspiracies, a conspiracy that encourages you to eat more Italian food is a fucking blinder. That's a positive. That's a one that I would allow myself to be susceptible to. And maybe I've been exposed to it already because it's one of my favourite foods to cook and eat. So if that is
pasta tonight. So
if you haven't put that in the low level conspiracies fucking subreddit, that needs to be there because that's an actual belter.
I've been putting some good ones in there, and it's been upsetting people because they're only good to me.
Lost.
Can I tell the people about David Duchovny? I deal with
if you must. Oh, I can't believe.
I just kept sending. I think I kept.
You know that this is before we go on, and I know I've interrupted you fucking 500. Well, I always do.
It's
don't
fine.
care.
Yeah. We interrupt each other. We could even end up not speaking of it.
You sent me these.
Yeah.
And you put them in various Discords and chats where I am.
Yeah, and subreddits as well. I was so proud of myself. And they make no sense now. I've come back.
You are the only one laughing at this joke.
Yeah, innit?
Usually you'll send me something that's like fucking... You'll send us something that's a little bit off on a tangent. I'll be like, I can still see the comedic value in this.
Yeah, it's other people's schizo posting.
And even if it is schizo, even with schizo posting, a lot of the time, like there are qualities to be taken from this.
Yeah, there's an element of satire or something.
There's just something that is funny, whether it's a principle, an idea, even just a couple of words or a funny picture. But with this, there's nothing. Enlighten them.
I'm not even thinking about it though now. It's just making me laugh.
Enlighten the audience on our Christmas special, which is, and we agree, we've been very festive.
I was walking around saying to myself and my girlfriend for best part of an hour and a half over and over again, not constantly, but kept bringing it up, going, starring David Duchovny as David Duchovny, and introducing in his debut role, David Duchovny. And then because I've been watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I started editing pictures of Buffy to have David Duchovny's facial features and face, and then posting that to various Reddit subs, saying that they're making a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer with David Duchovny, and imagine if they made Buffy with David Duchovny, and imagine if they superimposed David Duchovny's face on Buffy, and just stuff like that. Mate, I thought it was fucking mint.
Why?
It's just one of them things that tickled me. I don't know. You must have stuff where you just start thinking this is mint and it's got
Yeah, there is.
there's no reason. You probably don't share it with people, but I really believed I was onto something. I was making those pictures thinking I was crying with laughter looking at this picture of David Duchovny with blonde hair on Sarah Michelle Gellar's body. Sarah Michelle Gellar, is that
That's
right?
it. That's it.
On her body and thinking this is mint. Even getting the David Duchovny writing off of the X-Files introduction, I had to watch that so many times and try to pause it where it says David Duchovny with the clearest background, so I could edit it out on my phone, zoomed in on my phone to delete the background of it, just so I could make it. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, mate. I'm proud you found something. I'm proud that I haven't been dragged into that because it was one where I literally looked at my phone and went, not this time. Not this time. But there's a lot. My training partner this week has been doing, trying to, like, having ending sentences or responding to everything with, oh yeah, I've had that but with cum. Right. So like, when someone's like, oh, I got a drink stuck, like, got this mouthful of water stuck on my throat, he was like, yeah, I've had that but with cum.
Yeah.
And he's been doing it all fucking week, man.
Is it one of them where it's not funny, then it's funny, then it's not funny for ages, then it's funny a bit again? And
the fact that you know it's going to be relentless with him makes it funny every single time.
Okay.
There's no sort of trough where you're like, this is getting annoying, because his delivery's just that impeccable. You're like, I let myself in for this one.
Fair, man.
I actually find that though, there's some sort of merit to it. David Duchovny's lost on us.
No, it doesn't make sense. There's no logic or sense to it. I just thought it was fucking mint, mate. Even now, I'm still doing it. I still do that Jimmy Grimble thing as well. I just can't help myself doing that. Being fucking saying I've spent 4 years undercover as a sexual predator. My name's Jimmy Grimble. I was saying that the other day walking. I told you I was testing this David Duchovny thing out in the card shop. My missus was buying a little Greek gift bag for Christmas.
Which
I find the
phrase testing it out to be fucking brilliant, because what the fuck were you testing out? What were you hoping? What results were you expecting to find?
A laugh, a look of fear, a laugh, anything, just anything from the people. But all it got was bewilderment. Like, there's not many facial expressions I can read, but I've gotten used to a few.
Similar expression
that can make people uncomfortable, confused, or laugh. So
it's mad because you managed to do everything that bloke with the bag of shit managed to do with me today, but whilst being completely family friendly and approachable, well, somewhat approachable. We could stand within a metre of you. Yeah. Your smile not covered in smeared with excrement.
No, but probably hadn't showered for a week, kind of thing. Just headed. Yeah, it's been Christmas. My head goes done it, so that's probably where the David Duchovny thing came from as well. It's the stress. But still,
maybe reach out to him. Maybe you've got unresolved things to settle.
Yeah, it's because I got pissed off with X-Files when I watched it when it ended. I still feel like I'm getting through all the episodes of X-Files. This is going off on a tangent that this isn't interesting to anyone. What is interesting is going up to a woman in Card Factory, looking her dead in the eye, and then looking away from her eye and looking at about her forehead to make sure that she definitely watches me, so that she knows I'm looking at her, and going, starring David Duchovny as David Duchovny, like that, and then just messing about, like then it looked like I'm looking out the window behind her, and nothing, just stone faced at me. But I wasn't doing it in the way like I think your Crabman was, to be like, oh, give me attention. I was doing it purely to test, is this as good as what I think it is, and no one else is getting what this is. But no, now I can see it from a few days later. That's a very probably weirdly intimidating thing to do to a person. But
oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to be.
No, that was meant to be a welcoming gesture, was it?
yeah, just
a loving embrace.
It wasn't loud. I didn't do it loud or shout it.
That's possibly worse, mate. Because at least when someone does something loud a lot of the time, they're trying to draw like attention to like the humour of something, and they're like,
this was just for me and her.
It'd be even worse if you went up and whispered it to it.
I didn't whisper it. No,
like the Marks and Spencer's fucking voice, starring David Duchovny as David Duchovny.
And featuring in his debut starring role, David Duchovny. This isn't just any film. This is a
I don't know why it has
David Duchovny film.
It goes to Law and Order. Yeah.
Law and Order, starring David Duchovny. See, it fits with everything though. That's the mint. I don't know this far ahead in Law and Order. This could be anything.
It's a belter, mate. Law and Order theme tune.
That's all I know.
You've got that wrong, and that's actually annoying me. So we're not going to repeat that again. Yeah, don't do that again.
See.
Do we have? I think we've managed to get through a whole Christmas episode without mentioning anything about Christmas. Do we have anything signed off? Are we still not talking about the thing?
I've got what thing? I've got more.
We're
stuff
not
on
talking
the
about the thing.
Oh, the thing going on.
Yeah, we're not talking about the thing.
Okay, I've got.
There's no Christmas going on. Let's put it that way.
Not in certain places, no.
Not in place. Not in
Christmas land.
No, not in Christmas land. There's no Christmas in Christmas land.
No.
And that's the news from Christmas land. And onto there's something festive to end the show with.
Well, we've had a death.
Fantastic. Who's dead?
Now the first name's going to make them sound Chinese, but they're not. Let me finish the name. Lee Redmond.
All right, who's this? Come on.
This is the lady who had the world's longest fingernails until she lost them in a car crash in 2009.
Oh, brute. Imagine putting that on the insurance claim.
Yeah, that's her livelihood.
Yeah. How much are you looking to gain from this claim? Well, actually about 100 grand. Oh, yeah, what sort of injury did you have? Well, I actually lost...
28.5 foot worth of fingernail.
What the fuck?
It's a lot in it, that.
Is that? I'm guessing that's shared per nail.
Yeah, I think it's collective on them all.
So we're saying divide by 10 evenly.
Yeah, about 3 foot a nail. Well, 3 3/4.
Oh.
2 3/4.
That's.
It's amazing she could get in a car.
She can't drive.
I don't know.
No.
All I know is that
she's a woman. She can't drive.
Well, the nails weren't going to make a difference, no. I thought you meant because of the nails getting in the way.
I did mean because of the nails. I just went for the low-hanging fruit because it was fucking there. There's no way she can drive.
I like, though, with what I found out with this when I did look into it a little bit, is that there's separate categories for nail growing. Now, I thought those separate categories would be toe and finger, maybe thumb and separate finger, or one finger and full hand, but it's not.
Okay.
The separate categories are male and female, which I thought was weird, because I don't see that as a thing.
What do you mean by who's categorising? Oh, right, for the records. Yeah, because I tell you why that is, because the male will always be some Indian mush who just
one of them. What do they call them?
A guru. Yeah, one of them, or fucking who just decided at the age of 21 to start standing on one leg and then in the same spot, and then never doing anything else for the rest of his life because it's some sort of devotion to like a god, and as a result, he's got like fucking 60-foot nails each, not even fucking shared out. That 60-foot nails. Yes, I mean that he has the actual. He would take up a small office space, full of
some out of
nails.
Stranger Things.
Imagine the dirt, man. Imagine he goes, imagine offering that lad a bump. Yeah, mate, just fucking. I'll just have one nail's worth.
Yeah, but you go over there for it.
Yeah. I can't reach.
It's like a little roller coaster. Someone puts it on the tip, and then you got to keep like one of them little toys with the ball bearings to get it through the hole.
How are they picking their nose?
Keep twisting it round. I don't know.
How are they scratching themselves? How are they scratching their balls?
They got to have like a toilet brush or something, a loofah.
How are you holding the toilet brush? Think of the sheer weight.
Yeah, maybe they have a helper. Maybe the helper's like, you know what, you're doing this. I'm going to take a little bit of your cut.
They need a helper.
What a way to disabilitise. Disabilise yourself.
A psychiatric team.
No, they don't need that. They just need someone to wipe their ass for them.
No.
Maybe they change how they do everything.
A counsellor and a bandsaw.
Well, a car crash.
Yeah.
Puts everything into perspective and gets rid of the nails.
Mate, so it's again a tragic accident leading to a better life. It's all coming back to Lost. I really shouldn't have watched this series. Shouldn't have watched this series.
Shouldn't have. That's why I shouldn't watch Dark.
I've found you in it. I've found me in it. I've found the constant battle between science and faith.
Wait till you now start to see it in everything.
I do that all the time and stuff anyway.
Yeah. No,
I do it all the time and stuff. Yeah. For a while it was Red Dead Redemption. because I was
Oh,
lost in
see,
Red
it's
Dead
not
Redemption.
Red
So
Dead
like,
Redemption's not bled into everything for
oh
me. It's one of the few
mate,
things I can go into,
I wasn't
and it
driving my
doesn't.
car anyway. I was riding my steed, son. There's a good girl. Yeah, petting the fucking car as I got out, filling it up with petrol. There you go, girl. Fucking getting me.
Wiping all the dirt and the shite off the back
Yeah,
of the car, just
just in the car wash.
patting
In
it.
a car wash, but like stood alongside the car wash. It's going through the big machine with all the tussles and that. And I'm stood there with a brush at the same time, just like a chamois leather. Just fucking. There's a good girl. There you go, girl. Getting
That'd be
tuberculosis for the crack.
that might be your next undercover operative you encounter.
What a fucking car wash.
Cowboy Jim, yeah, he's down at the fucking Cowboy Jerry. I forgot you're called Jimmy then. For a second. It wasn't aimed at you.
I hope the bloke at the car wash or going through the car wash is the bloke that was eating shit from the bag, because he might be approachable.
Just going
then.
in without the car.
It might be approachable then, because that's the only sort of level of cleaning that would remove the sheer essence that oozed from him today and infected my nasal cavity.
I have more points because you said doctor. I've remembered something else. You said they need a doctor. You said that like a while back.
I did. You're right. Correct.
And it's not.
You
That
don't
I've
have to
been
look at me
ignoring
like
what
you
you've been
did.
saying.
You did say
no,
don't.
It's 'cause whilst I remember, they found out. I think this was in China.
Who's
as well,
they? Oh
that
my
They found this
God,
out,
man.
but I might be wrong. I might be
Okay.
wrong. I could be wrong.
So this could
But-
just be blame.
What?
Carry on.
It's not gonna. It's not racist. It's nothing like that. It might not even be in China. I know that the next thing was to do with China that I've got written down here. But apparently, they found out that if you electrocute a surgeon whilst he's training to learn how to do surgeries, he learns it faster. And they want to see if they should implement that in actual surgeries in surgery, whilst it's
Right.
happening in theatre, to be able to make them work faster, because they think they've noticed an uptake in the speed and the competence by electrocuting them whilst they do it. Electrocuting certain parts of the brain, anyway.
Oh right, so they're just like they're
So
basically
they've got like
activating
some form of
synapses,
electrode. Yeah, they got an electrode on their head, zapping them.
like a strong coffee, just like a constant strong
suppose.
coffee or a line in it.
Except you could trip up over it whilst you're moving round, like carrying the kidney round or whatever. Yeah, it's
Not
tangled
if-
round your feet.
Not if you team up with the People's Liberation Army and you use those little remote control gadgets that they're sticking in people's brains. Allegedly.
Maybe.
Allegedly. In which case, you could do it remotely and you could make the world a better place. Maybe that's what they're doing after all. That's what I'd like to think is after what they're actually going to do is just sprinkle a little bit of Christmas cheer into our brains.
Speaking of sprinkling a little bit of Christmas cheer, there's
I've got
supposedly-
ketamine for everyone.
There's Donna Jones, right, who's apparently pretty high up in our police in the UK, which doesn't sound like she would be. It doesn't sound posh enough. It sounds like someone that would be getting nicked by the police
Doesn't
regularly
sound-
for fighting in the pub.
Doesn't sound rapey enough.
Do you not think, what, even for a female copper?
Doesn't sound rapey enough to be the head of the rapiest organisation on the planet, but carry on.
Well, she's pretty big up in the police. And
Big
she
up in the
reckons-
police.
I knew you was going to do that. I thought it'd be quicker. Reckons that Chinese fentanyl is going to be in the UK soon. And I was wondering, right, what
if
if...
you could get a special deal.
No. What if the Chinese are introducing fentanyl, not as you may think as a sort of retribution or revenge for us getting them all hooked on the opium and opiates years ago.
Aye, we did
right?
it first. Remember that.
What
China.
if that's still in their genetics somehow and it ruined them that much that they kind of need it, and maybe they've took what the Nazis did, where they drugged up all their armies to make a march, but they figured out a way, because we got abused basically by the English and they forced us to have all these opiates, it's affected our DNA. We now need that. So what if they're flooding these countries with fentanyl so that when they do invade, they know that there's a ready supply of it here, so they don't need to try and bring it over with them on the plane,
So like if you go
so they
like
can so they can get through customs.
so it's like just sending your pills ahead if you go into a beef or something.
Yeah,
Getting them sent there for when you get to the fucking villa.
yeah.
It's not a bad idea. Also, maybe it's so that like they're trying to get us all on their level. So when they like integrate, we're more like, yeah, sound man. What's that? A social credit score? That sounds great, man.
Imagine if we all end up on fentanyl And then when
Yeah,
Chinese people are
yeah.
speaking, and then when Chinese people are speaking to us,
We just understand them.
yeah, because all that's happened is they've got that much opiate still in their DNA that they're just speaking slower, and then we can hear it, slower kind of
Right,
thing.
that
We're like,
that
"Whoa."
bit's probably definitely racist.
It wasn't supposed to be.
And on that note, Merry Christmas.